Hello, welcome to season 2 of the Sacred Soul Sisters podcast. Oh my goodness, we are in 2026 and I have never been more ready for this year. Oh my gosh, the year of the fire horse. Well, welcome before we get too far ahead. Welcome to the Sacred Soul Sisters podcast, a sacred space created for awesome souls who have spent years caring, giving, leading, and holding it all together, and are now feeling the quiet call to return to themselves. However, that call may be just getting a little louder this year. I'm Justina. I'm a Reiki master teacher, healer, nurse for over 20 years, transformational speaker, retreat leader, workshop leader, and this podcast is an invitation to you to allow your inner soul to slow down, soften, receive, and remember who you are beneath those roles and responsibilities and expectations that you've been carrying, but also to ignite the fire within you, to remind you how awesome you are. I'm so happy you're here. So here we talk about real healing, not the bypassing kind, but the kind that meets you exactly where you are. We explore energy, spirituality, emotional release, nervous system regulation, divine support, and what it truly means to live in alignment with your soul while navigating this crazy real life, right? So you'll hear heartfelt conversations, intuitive teachings, gentle practices, and soul-led interviews. They're all designed to help you clear energetic blocks, reconnect with your inner wisdom, and reclaim your vitality without guilt or burnout. Right? Like we are done. We are done messing around. I am so fired up about this year of 2026 and I cannot wait to hang with you this year. So thank you so much for being here. This is the place where you don't have to have it all figured out, but it is the place where your strength is remembered, your light is reawakened. And if this resonates with you, I would love for you to follow the show. Please leave a review. It helps the message reach so many more individuals that need it at this time. You can also visit my website at angelreikijourney.com, scroll to the bottom, sign up for the newsletter to receive soulful updates, upcoming offers, gentle reminders that you are never alone in this path. Come connect with me on Instagram at Angel Reiki Journey and join the conversation, or you can find me on LinkedIn where I share reflections, teachings, and ways to bring this work into your life and leadership. You weren't ever meant to do this alone. You belong here. And I'm so glad you are here. So take a breath and welcome to the Sacred Soul Sisters podcast. Disclaimer, you should always check in with your physician, your psychiatrist, your counselor, or anyone else assisting in your care prior to deciding that you would like to take any of the recommendations, the suggestions, and our thoughts on any of the subjects that we discuss in the podcast. Thank you so much. Hello, welcome back to Sacred Soul Sisters. I am your host, Justina, and I am so glad you're here. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I think we sometimes forget as we grow up. Something that maybe we were much better at believing when we were children. Something that life can sometimes teach us to question, and that is magic. So, do you believe in magic? And I hope you do. Now I have to take you back for just a moment because there was a McDonald's commercial that came out in the early 90s that continues to stay in my brain. Honestly, brilliant marketing. I mean, early 90s, what are we, like, we're in 2026 now, so feels like it was like 100 years ago. But the song was something along the lines, I think this is right. Do you believe in magic? Hamburgers that talk, chicken nuggets you can take on a walk. And then it went on to talk about a friend wearing bright red shoes and all of these beautiful, whimsical things. And the whole message was, do you believe in magic? And I hope you do. So part of my singing, that is not my day job, just as you can probably tell. But I'm absolutely not encouraging you to increase your intake of fast food. But I am encouraging something else. I want to encourage you to believe in magic, to believe in miracles, to believe that there are things happening around you every single day that you just might not be able to explain. And that doesn't make them less magical, because I truly believe that our belief matters. There's that famous quote, attributed to Henry Ford, where he says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And I think that applies to magic and miracles too. Whether you believe they are possible or you believe they aren't, you're right. Because what we believe influences what we notice. It influences what we expect. It influences what we allow ourselves to receive. And ultimately, it influences how we experience our lives. And I can tell you, I believe in magic. I believe in miracles, and they happen in my life every single day. So today, I want to share a few stories with you about what magic and miracles can actually look like. Because something we are waiting on for that giant miracle, when the magic sometimes, I think that a lot of times, sometimes people will say to me like, I can't believe spirit talks to you, or I can't believe you had this giant miracle happen, and da 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 da. And I think sometimes we're waiting on the giant stuff a lot, but sometimes we get so focused on the giant stuff that we forget the magic that's already standing right in front of us, and we miss it. We totally miss it because, just like when spirit talks to me, meaning angels or past loved ones or whoever's coming through at the time, I don't hear it in like somebody with a foghorn, like, hey, Justina, tell so-and-so Bob's here and he wants to know about the bright red shirt. That is not how they communicate. Now, every once in a while, I'll get something like that, but that's very, very rare. A lot of times it's like, psst, Justina, hey. And then I'll get like an impression, or I'll get a feeling, or I'll get a thought. They communicate very subtly. And just after doing it and practicing it and doing it over and over again, it gets easier to communicate. But it's not how am I trying to say this? It's just not how you would think. It's not some big boom. It's not some big loud message. And just like miracles and magic happen, yes, big miracles happen and big magic happens. But if we're only focusing on getting the one big thing, we're going to miss how beautifully, divinely orchestrated everything is taking place to get you to that spot. And you miss the opportunities. Sometimes big magic and big miracles come in the background. And because you're so focused on the one miracle you're waiting for, you miss even the big one. Like you may miss someone reaching out to you to talk to you about, I don't know, flowers or something. But spirit is setting this up. So always pause for a minute and feel into your gut for a second. Like, hey, is there a reason I'm being guided to talk to this person about flowers? That seems really odd, but maybe what's happening is you start talking to this person about flowers, and then they're like, hey, actually, my friend has a house in Costa Rica, and we've really been needing someone to come and do such and such service. And it's the service you do. And they want you to come for free to Costa Rica. You just have to pay for your flight. And then you're going to get paid when you're there because you're doing a part for their business. That's a miracle. That's magic. That was not something you were looking for, right? But if you don't take a minute and be present with it, you're going to miss it. And you may miss your major miracle because you haven't been paying attention to any of them that you've been getting and feeling into the gratitude of that. So, what does magic actually look like? All right, so let's start with something incredibly ordinary. A trip to Walmart. I'm sure you all have something like Walmart or Target or something like that. Because sometimes spirit meets you in the most unexpected places. I needed to make a quick run this past week because my daughter needed a 3-subject notebook for school. I thought I had gotten a lot of the school supplies, and then I realized our stockpile was a lot shorter than I thought. So, of course, this was after the major big back-to-school rush, right? Everything is ransacked. So I hurried in the store thinking, okay, I got to find this notebook. I got to hurry up and get out because I have this, and this going on. And I make my way to the school supply section. But I am talking to myself as I'm walking in, right? So I'm like, okay, Justina, take a deep breath. I am always supported. I always find what I need. Best news ever. Hurry up. Write these dates down right away. April 30th, May 1st, and May 2nd of 2027. Come join us in Bend, Oregon. We are having a beautiful retreat. It is called Unbound. Spirit brought this in and has been so persistent about making every single thing happen. The land from Bend literally called me to come, and all of these amazing pieces have magically come together. Wait until I tell you like the entire story, which I will tell you the first night we are there, how every piece, oh my gosh, just synchronistically, the frequency, it's so amazing. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait to hug all of you. I can't wait for all of you women to be surrounded by all these other women holding all of you in this sacred space and empowering you, like bringing that inner person out of you with no hesitation. We're letting it go. We are laying down all the things that have been put on us, all the things we put on ourselves, all the things that we've talked ourselves out of, in order to stay with the status quo or in order to play small or anything. Like, no, we're done. Spirit is calling each of us to stand in our authentic self, and I am here to help you do that. I cannot wait to see you again. April 30th, May 1st, and May 2nd of 2027 in Bend, Oregon. Go to angelreikijourney.com/unbound Bend retreat, or you can just go to angelreikijourney.com. It'll be very easy to find as well. Sign up. Oh my gosh. Don't delay. I'm so excited to see you. I love you. Okay, now back to the episode. Okay, trying to get in that mindset instead of like, I'm rushing around. I got to hurry up, get in there. I got to find this notebook. I got to get out because I have all this stuff going on, right? And so I get in the school supply. There's empty containers everywhere. Those shelves that a few weeks earlier were overflowing with every possible school supply. Now, relatively empty. I see a 5-subject notebook. I see some 1-subject notebooks. I see other school supplies. Like everything is just tipped over, looking like a tornado came through it, really. And for a moment, that little voice could have kicked in, right? Like I could have, oh my gosh, that's it. They don't have one. I'm too late. Now I got to find another store. I don't even have time to go to the other store. That ongoing circle of things. But instead, I stopped. I stopped myself completely physically, and I reminded myself. I took a deep breath, and I said, I am always supported. I always find what I need. And then I added, magic and miracles take place in my life every single day. So, what did I say? I said, I am always supported. I always find what I need. And magic and miracles take place in my life every single day. And I took another deep breath. I exhaled. And instead of frantically searching, I slowed down. So I went back to the top of the aisle, the front of the aisle, right? And I just retraced my steps very slowly and very present. So I moved around some of the empty boxes. I picked up some of the mounds of various school supplies. And there it was. 1 3-subject notebook. And guess what the color was? The color of the cover was teal, which is one of my daughter's favorite colors. Now, one of you may hear this story and be like, Justina, that's not really a miracle. You found a freaking notebook. Okay, that's okay. You don't have to call it a miracle, but I did because I could have walked right past it. In fact, I already did walk right past it. I could have just decided it wasn't there. I could have let frustration take over. Instead, I paused. I breathed. I trusted. I became receptive. And there it was. I put my hand over my heart. And I took another deep breath and I smiled and I said, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And that moment mattered because magic and miracles don't have to be monumental events, like I said, in order for them to be miraculous. Sometimes the miracle is the notebook. Sometimes it's the parking spot. Sometimes it's the phone call that comes at exactly the right time. Sometimes it's the delay in driving that makes sure you don't get in an accident. Sometimes it's the person who says exactly what you needed to hear. Sometimes it's the opportunity that appears seemingly out of nowhere. And sometimes it's simply the feeling that says, hey, go this way instead of that way. And you listen. We have to recognize the little miracles, you guys. And this is something I really want you to think about. If you want to experience more magic, start recognizing that magic is already happening. Because I think sometimes, like I said, when we get so focused on that enormous miracle, the life-changing miracle, the holy crap, there's absolutely no way that could have happened without divine intervention miracle. And yes, those happen because I've experienced those too, many of those actually. But what if the enormous miracles are built from hundreds and hundreds of tiny moments of magic? And because you aren't taking a minute to be present, you're missing them. So what if the more you recognize them, the more you became available to them? What if gratitude is actually one of the ways we train ourselves to see the miracles more? Because when you start looking for magic, you find it. And when you start looking for miracles, you start noticing them. When you start looking for support, you recognize all the ways you are already being supported. That changes everything. So today, I want you to ask yourself, what little miracles have I overlooked? What aligned exactly how it was supposed to? What showed up when I didn't even realize I was looking for it? What worked out exactly how I needed it to? What happened exactly at the right time? Who appeared? What door opened? And what door closed that ultimately protected you? What intuitive nudge did you follow? What seemingly insignificant moment made your day better? Because maybe, just maybe, that was the magic. Oh, this brings me to something incredibly close to my heart. The magic of Unbound. Our upcoming retreat in Bend, Oregon, April 30th through May 2nd at the beautiful River House Lodge. Because when I look at how this retreat came together, and I will definitely get more in the specifics of all of that at the retreat, I don't see a business plan. I don't see a checklist. I see magic. I see miracles. I see alignment. The retreat began with what felt like a call directly from Mother Gaia, a feeling, an intention, a desire for community, a desire for healing, a desire to infuse that energy not only into the women who gather there, but into the land itself. And then back in March when I was there, something happened on a complete whim. I had 15 minutes, you guys, no appointment, no carefully orchestrated plan. I had no idea, to be honest, I was floundering. I knew I had to find a retreat venue. I knew I had to do a retreat, but I'm like, what are you talking about, Spirit? I don't even know what's going to be in this retreat. I don't even know what. I just know the name Unbound and I know the feel of what you want me to do. I simply felt this pull to lean in and see if someone might be available to meet with us there. Right then, right there. And somehow someone was, from the front desk to the business office. Everything began to align. It was like we were being carried along on this magic carpet ride. We were shown the beautiful venue. We felt the energy. We connected. We exchanged contact information. And then something even more magical happened. We were introduced to a space. After actually leaving there, we were introduced to a space I didn't even know existed at that place. And I remember thinking, and it was from the lady that worked in the business office at the facility. I remember thinking, what? This is here too? What? Magic. Then came the dates. And this is where I really started saying, wow, seriously, Spirit provided the dates. They told me the dates. They told me the place, meaning the town. They told me It's just insane. Anyway, these dates were available. Do you know how many weekends were already taken? I mean, they do wedding receptions. They do all kinds of events at this River House Lodge. And so many time slots were taken. How, seriously, like the weekend spirit wanted me to do this was open? What? It was open, waiting, available, aligned, and then it kept unfolding. Connections with community businesses began happening. Relationships began forming. I wanted to do more than simply host a retreat and Bend. You guys, this wasn't just... This is like a guttural feel. I don't know how else to explain it, and I wanted to make sure I can do everything I can and still want to create the environment that everyone attending that retreat can feel Bend. They can feel Bend, Oregon. They can feel into the land, the community, the people, the energy, the businesses, the women, the heartbeat of that beautiful place. And every step of the way, I'm finding myself continuously saying, wow, magic, miracle, wow, what? On a daily basis, you guys, I am elated, ecstatic, like borderline freaking out a lot of the time because I'm just like, this is so, it feels so unreal. It's so beautiful. It's so loving. I'm so freaking excited for this. And perhaps that's the part I really want you to take away from this. Sometimes magic doesn't begin with a 5-year plan. A lot of times it begins with a whisper, a nudge, a feeling, a flutter in your belly, a thought that says, go right now. A thought that says, call. A thought that says, ask, try, turn left, walk through that door. And your logical mind, often is saying, that doesn't make sense. That's crazy. Who do I think I am that someone wants to speak to me about this? Where do I get the insane idea that this time slot would even be available? But something deeper says, hey, trust. Trust the process. And what happens when we actually listen? We discover that there's something waiting for us on the other side. That's what Unbound represents to me. It isn't just a retreat. It's an invitation to listen to that deeper knowing, to step outside of the version of yourself that has been defined by expectations, by responsibilities, by fear, by who you were told you needed to be, and to begin asking, who am I when I stop holding myself back? Who am I when I trust myself? Who am I when I allow myself to receive? Who am I when I stop asking permission to be me? And who am I when I become unbound? So every single day, I'm holding gratitude for what continues to arise, for what continues to align, for the beauty that is unfolding, for the magnificent feeling of community that is already present in the space in Bend, Oregon, waiting for our arrival on April 30th. And I am holding a very intentional prayer for the women who are meant to be there, that whatever needs to align, aligns, that whatever needs to be released is released, that whatever support they need appears, that their circumstances somehow make room, that the resources become available, that the timing unfolds, that they feel the invitation, that they feel the pull, that they feel those little butterflies in their belly, because sometimes those butterflies aren't anxiety. Sometimes they're recognition, the goosebumps, the angel bumps all over your body when you feel into it. Sometimes your body knows before your mind does. And my prayer is that the women who are meant to be part of this experience feel every intention that Spirit and Mother Gaia have placed into this retreat. The intention is to unfold. It is to embody. It is to rise. It is to remember, to connect, to heal, to receive, to become. So let me ask you again. Do you believe in magic? And I hope you do, because I believe there is magic happening right around you right now. I believe there are miracles you haven't recognized yet. I believe there are things already aligning behind the scenes. And I believe that sometimes your job isn't to figure out how it's going to happen. Your job is simply to stay open enough to recognize it when it does. So next time you walk into a store, can't find what you're looking for, take a breath. Instead of immediately deciding it's not there, try. I'm always supported. I always find what I need. Magic and miracles take place in my life every single day. Whether it's a store, whether it's an event, whether it's a decision, remind yourself, I'm always supported. I always find what I need. Magic and miracles take place in my life every single day. And then look again. Slow down, listen, notice, receive. Because maybe the miracle isn't missing. Maybe you're simply being invited to see it. And if you feel that pull toward unbound, if you feel that little flutter in your belly, if something inside you lights up when you hear about the gathering of women in Bend, Oregon, I want you to pay attention to that. Because maybe there is a reason you're hearing this. Maybe there is a reason you're feeling the call. Maybe something is already aligning. And maybe there is a place waiting just for you. So I'm going to put my little spin on that old McDonald's commercial. Do you believe in magic? And I hope you do. The gorgeous River House Lodge in Bend, Oregon has a place ready and waiting for you. And if you feel the pull, if you feel the call, if you feel those butterflies, there's a reason. Maybe you're ready to be you. Not the version of you everybody else needs. Not the version of you that's been playing small for what feels like 100 years. Not the version of you that keeps asking for permission, but the unbound you. The woman who remembers, the woman who trusts, the woman who receives, the woman who knows there is magic. Because there is. There absolutely is, and I am seeing it, I am feeling it, I am living it every single day. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here with me on Sacred Soul Sisters. Thank you for believing, thank you for listening, and most importantly, thank you for remembering the magic. Until next time, beautiful sister, keep your heart open, keep your eyes open, keep listening for those little nudges. And never forget, magic and miracles are happening all around you. And I hope you believe. Love you. Hi, before you go, hey, I just want to say thank you again. I'm so grateful you're here. Thank you for sharing this space with me today. And I hope that you can feel the sense of community. Every time you listen to one of these episodes, you're in community with not only me, but everybody else that's listening too. And in that beautiful frequency that's created, we get to have our hearts infused with the love and peace and the hope that we have for each other. So thank you so much for that. So as you move back into your day, I invite you to take a moment, just soften your shoulders, breathe into your heart, and notice what shifted for you in this conversation. How do you feel? I hope amazing. And if this episode resonated, please follow the Sacred Soul Sisters podcast. Take a minute to leave a review. Your words help this healing ripple reach other beautiful souls who are quietly longing for support, remembrance, and community. And stay connected. You can visit my website, angelreikijourney.com. You can book an Angel Reiki session there. You can see some of the other events that we have going on. And if you scroll to the bottom, sign up for the newsletter where I share soulful reflections, upcoming offers, and gentle invitations to reconnect with yourself. You can also find me on Instagram at Angel Reiki Journey for inspiration. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm over there too. And remember, you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to carry all this alone. You are deeply supported. You are divinely guided, and you are worthy of ease and joy and magnetizing moments in your life. And I'm so excited for that. Until we meet again, take care of your beautiful heart and know that it's okay to choose yourself. It's okay to offer self-love to yourself, and it's okay to receive the love and abundance this universe wants to give you. So I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.